Our struggles with social anxiety and feel just like out of place. It's like you're just awkward and don't know what to do. This 30-minute masterclass to becoming a social confidence guy, I'm going to show you exactly things that help me and my clients to actually get rid of that social fears and actually go out there and talk to people. And the thing is, this isn't some standard video or self-help generic advice. This is the video that might change and impact your life. We go dive deep into the mindset, the things you actually need to revive your brain in order to become the person you really want to become. So by the end of this video, you're gonna have the exact step-by-step things you can implement that I only share with my coaching clients. And I will say this video might be the goal and the thing you might be looking for.
I don't know. So like, it's whenever I'm approaching someone I haven't spoken to in a long time, I'm not sure what exactly they remember of me. Maybe I wasn't that good of a person back then, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's the universe telling me this person doesn't belong in my life, but I'm just in a certain way for some reason attached to this person, and like maybe I shouldn't waste my time with them. So
Mm.
I don't know. What do you think?
Also, like, I mean, you already got the answer though, so
Yeah.
it's like on the it's like it's good that you like bounce back and thinking about yourself. You know,
Yeah.
that's really good about it. Instead of just saying like, oh, they're not talking to me and everything, you like moving on from past through that.
Yeah.
So that's
But
really good.
yeah, an issue though, I'm gonna be honest with you, this because this experience got kind of shaky. This is actually the only person I've approached so far. So like, I don't know, this experience started kind of coming shaky because like thinking, damn, they just gave me the cold shoulder, and now I'm thinking, damn, what if everyone else who I haven't spoken to in a while does the same thing? So
I
this
mean,
is
you have to
like,
think about like you know that, right? Because
yeah,
in the past you had a different self-image, how you see how you used to be and everything. So
yeah,
when you realize, right, the reason I told you is because it's like it's gonna give you those moments to understand yourself, like how you used to be.
yeah,
So it's like, of course, let's say I'm talking to my old friends, they're gonna have a whole different, completely identity of myself. They're gonna like talk to me like how I used to be, right?
yeah,
So that's gonna trigger me, and I have to be present enough to push past that, you know.
yeah,
So that's why I do it to like understand myself better, to go through that uncomfortable situation, you know. That's why I
yeah,
told you. So it's like you might have these triggers. You have to be there and see why it triggered you. Right now, she gave you a cold shoulder, right?
yeah,
Understanding that if she might be seeing yourself as that guy who wasn't like social enough, who was like quiet. I don't know your like the situation you were, right?
yeah,
That might be the case. So understanding like, look, I've come so far, and understanding yourself and accepting that part of yourself can help you like better. Because let's say
yeah,
in the future have a social situation and you trigger, you can identify like right there and there.
yeah, yeah. So it's like it's more as you're saying, like, as I'm approaching these people, it's more like a reflection of my past, like
Hmm.
of my past self. Basically, what you're saying.
Reflection, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess I mean, maybe that's the tough part with me. Like, except like you know, going after my past because I've done a lot of questionable things in the past, and like
Hmm.
obviously looking back, I always cringe of how I used to be. So like, of course, the answer would be simply not talk to them. But like, I don't know. There's some people I attach to that I feel like I should have. You ever like have certain people in your life that they really wish you had a better relationship with?
Like somebody else, like what do you mean?
Like that, like maybe that girl who actually was interested in you or whatever, or that couple group of friends who actually wanted to hang out with you, but then they got the signal. They for some reason they you came off as, oh, I don't want to be a part of this, even though you actually wanted to. That's
Hmm.
that's how I feel right now.
Hmm. I see, but you want to connect, but you can't.
Yeah,
Hmm. I mean, look. Hmm. So there's a reason you don't want to connect. You don't want to go through that again. You know, like maybe something happened in your past that you tried to do that, and something
yeah,
happened that caused you to not do it.
yeah,
Was that the case?
yeah. And in some cases, there's certain people that I meet in my life that they are exactly the same people that I used to talk to. That also triggers me because then that was slowly like regress me back to how I used to be, and then all of a sudden I have this like social anxiety attack where like just I'm just not able to I'm just not able to talk to people, and like it just the situation just overwhelms me.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
I see. Hmm. Okay, so let's identify the goal here. What's the goal here?
To push. Are you talking about like goal here, or like just in general
Like here.
here? So,
Also general too, like to go like this.
well, the goal here is to identify my triggers and like understand why I have these like certain, how do I put it, like instinct, like it's just like why I have these behaviors that are instinct of me, that why do I hesitate myself, and why do I
It's like the flight and fight mode.
yeah, like fight or flight mode. I'll be real. I even now I still feel with that fight or flight response. Whenever I feel like I need to talk to someone, I get that fight or flight response. Like so remember you saw the post when I said that I made a group chat for my classmates.
Hmm.
That was my fight or flight response right there. Like what if I completely embarrass myself and no one responds at all?
Hmm.
Because
And what happened?
no, I don't know. Everyone actually, I was actually surprised. Like people actually responded. So I'm like, I
That's
was
good.
genuinely surprised. Yeah. But even in the classroom, I'm still hesitant to like reach out. Like, hey, does anyone need to be in the group chat? Like, I just feel like there's sometimes where like it's not even like forget about the rejection thing. There are times where I just feel like there are times I feel like I have like there's things that I have to say that are actually necessary, but then I just pull back on it because I feel in my mind I deem it unnecessary. Like they probably they if they wanted to they would have already done it.
Like creating the group chat and everything.
Yeah. I don't know if does that make sense to you? Like
Yeah. It's like, don't you think everybody might be like thinking about the same thing and never take it action, and you are the one who took the action, the
yeah,
initiative?
yeah,
Because for me, it was like I thought that if this guy didn't invite me on this party, like what's the point? Like why should I make a party, right? Why should I do it? It's like taking initiative makes other people more comfortable to you, and they trust you. They see you at the top. They see you like, oh, an authority figure. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because you made the class group, the what's it called, the group, right?
Group chat.
Group chat. So now people are gonna be more open to you, more comfortable to you to talk to you because you make them feel heard into a group, right? You
Yeah,
invited them. So that's good, bro. You're like social charismatic guy now, bro.
yeah. I'm working my way. I'm working my way. So I got things to
I'm
work on,
telling you,
but
bro.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna be different phase. I think that's the third phase to like actually. I mean, you're making a lot of progress right now, to be honest. A lot of
yeah,
progress, bro. It's fucking crazy.
yeah.
Mm.
But even now, like the thing about taking my initiative is that there are sometimes where taking initiative feels heavier.
Mm.
Like for instance, like if I want to ask, like let's say there was this girl at school who's been like eyeing me and shit, but then sometimes it feels like there are times I feel like I'm overthinking it and it's not actually what it seems to be. So in some cases, like that, I feel like taking initiative would sometimes either be like I get a really dopamine high, or I get like a extreme low, like moments of like just complete embarrassment or feeling shame. Like it's like one of those. It's like one of those do or I don't know. It's like a do or die thing for me when it comes to like taking initiative.
Mm. So like, what's your thinking process? What's the self talk you have at that moment? You know.
So when I take initiative, I think, oh, this seems like a good idea to actually, maybe this person or that person wants to do this, but then I think, but what if they completely entirely like, try to shun me because like I don't know. The thing is that immediately I have certain things from my past that it just comes back when I actually took initiative, but like those moments, it felt like so intensive at the time. And even now, that's why even taking initiative now feels so intensive because like I'm thinking, bro, I may have the worst day of my life if this thing happens.
Mm.
But then that right there is what makes is when I decide whether I go forth or pull.
Mm. I see what you mean. It's like if you mess it up, everything's go bad. But the thing is, the reason why you're gonna mess it up is because you think you're gonna mess it up, and that causes the intention causes to mess it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you start thinking negatively, then how you act. If you think negatively, that's gonna show up for your body, how you act, how you talk, all that stuff. So I'll see the reason if you change how you think, because the thing is, in the world, nothing's wrong or bad. It's just is. It's just is. The thing is. It's just the
Yeah.
thing we give meaning to it.
Yeah.
Because everything has his opposite and negative, and we have to intentionally find something positive in something every single
Yeah.
time. It doesn't matter how negative you actually feel. Start like arguing to yourself. There is something always positive, and try to find something positive. So maybe that's one of the things I realized so like late is that everything in life is that people give different meaning to it. Because if let's say we put somebody else in your position, they're gonna
Yeah.
have completely different meaning to that. They're like, oh, it's a good opportunity to talk to her and see her. Like they start thinking in the future, right? They start thinking, oh, my kids and all that stuff. I'm just playing, you know. But everybody have different different way to go about it. Or some people just go like extreme negative, like, oh, if somebody makes a video and they post it on social media and everything, everybody has different meaning. We just have to give the right meaning. And when you
Yeah.
give the right meaning, you have the right action to take towards it. Of course, it takes consciously taxing, but the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Yeah.
So maybe look to easily make this easier, right? Let's have list of wins. You have small wins. So have a
Yeah.
list of every win you take. Let's say you take an initiative, just write it down. And the
Yeah.
more you write it down, you can remind yourself, look, I have all this shit. Instead of thinking negatively, what's gonna happen? Look what happened and what can happen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I get what you mean.
writing all the wins you have, all the small, it doesn't matter how small it is. It's just to remind yourself and program yourself in a way that start thinking more positively.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, like I've had times where I think like so negatively that I'm not kidding, I literally fantasize the entire scenario. So, and which I would be honest, it's something I have to talk about. Like, I socially fantasize a lot because like there are so many scenarios I think about and I just instantaneously. It's funny because you joked about it, but for me it was actually serious. Like, I actually instantly think the positive, negative scenarios. Like, I don't know if it's just like a thing I do to like cope with my like with all the bad outcomes I've had, or like the smaller good outcomes I've had, but like it's just a serious issue, and that actually, and the full social fantasy itself, actually for some reason, I found that it actually increases my anxiety even more
Mm.
because like I'm overthinking it too much, like thinking, oh, if this happens and this happens, it's like you get what I mean. It's literally black and white thinking.
Hmm. I see what you mean. And the
Yeah,
more negatively you start thinking, the true it happens. You know, the like it start the body start acting as
yeah,
that like more negatively. So, hmm. And the thing is, you can change. You always can change to thinking positively. It just takes conscious effort.
yeah,
So, I mean, this is more towards in the future, but I mean, we can start doing this right now. I mean, you're kind of like aware of your like triggers and everything, right?
yeah.
Kind of. I also have a video or audio that might help you out. To be honest, let me send it to you. It's like a meditation,
Yeah.
and that shit gonna make you cry. Like seriously, let me just send
I
it to you.
actually, I good. That's actually good. I should start meditating more. Like I always, it's the one thing. Is the thing. I've heard of meditation, but like I've always took it for granted. Like like I hear it's a good tool, but like I sometimes think, what if nothing changes
Mm.
from it? Like,
Yeah, I understand what you mean. It's like even meditation has their meaning. Like everybody give different meaning to it. Sometimes their expectation is towards like they think if I just meditate once time, like they're gonna become this person, right?
yeah,
Everybody have different expectation of it. This meditation is more about like guided meditation.
yeah,
So it guides you through everything. It gets rid of all that emotional part of the thing. This more like I would say accepting your past self and past things that happened to you. So this is like deep shit. I
Yeah.
think not doing like once a week can help you out.
Anything
And I'm
once a week. Yeah.
once a week, and it's gonna fucking make you cry. I'm telling you, bro. Okay, so what else? So that's one of the things, right?
So okay, so I'm learning. I'm actually just now learning this actually. So whatever you think in your mind actually falls with your body. That's actually true. Like
Yeah, it's
I'm
fucking
actually
true.
I'm not kidding. I actually just
Oh, you had that moment, huh?
I legit never knew that. Like
Mm. So it's like, no, it's three things. It's how you think causes how you feel, and how you feel causes how you act.
yeah,
So look, it's like if you think this is gonna happen, you start feeling that way, and that anxiety is that's the thing.
yeah,
What you feel is anxiety, and how you act is fight or fight mode. You fight or oh shit, I don't know, or you just get away. You go back home and you don't never do it. That's
yeah,
your response. So there's three things: how you think, how you feel, and how you act.
yeah,
So if you can't change how you act, you have to start instead of changing how you act and saying things, change how you think, and that's going to change how you feel inside.
right.
I mean, I'm going to send you a video to be honest. I think I might have sent. Have you heard about Terror Barrier?
No,
Okay, that's yeah, that video. It's old, but bro, it's gold. Always gold.
old gold.
Hey, don't judge it, bro.
I want to see it. No, I ain't judging. I like old gold.
Quickly. I think two things, the audio and the video might help you out a lot. Just watching after this call can be a good way to go about it. All right. Yeah, the thinking stuff is a lot of going through. That's like second one. That's like discovery. That's where you're gonna discover and everything. This is like just this is like discovery part. Designing is where you understand the thinking, how you feel and how you act is a whole different thing. It's like subconsciously and conscious mind.
Yeah,
Mhm. The thinking part is more about conscious. How you feel causes it. Hmm. Not gonna, I'm gonna have a lesson for this, like specifically for
yeah.
thinking. Do you think it's gonna be good?
I think it'll be really good actually. Like
Yeah.
like in a way, what I'm learning is that basically saying like everything subconsciously that happens here happens consciously here is what I'm
What do you
getting
mean?
here. Like like your conscious thoughts can your subconscious emotions are but it always comes from like your conscious thoughts. Like there's certain things that you automatically feel this certain way.
Mhm. So it's like we have the power to change the subconscious mind, because conscious has the power to change the subconscious mind. So how you think, what content you watch, what you interact with people with, can causes the subconscious. Even with if you watch TV, phone, it's really important what you watch, because like consciously you don't care, but subconscious that's just gonna be reprogrammed in the
Yeah.
back of the mind.
Wow.
It's
That's
really
like
yeah. Subconscious is too like it cannot reject, accept information. Like conscious, what you think can accept and reject, but subconscious cannot reject or accept. So
yeah.
if you are going with people who you don't want to be with, can subconsciously make you feel that way, like oh you are this person, you're that person, you know. So the environment you surround with, the people you surround with, is so really crucial. It's really really crucial. That's why people who are successful get success, and people who are poor get poor, because the people they're around with. Have you heard about the saying that you are the average of the five people, something like that?
Um I've heard like you are your environment you are your environment or something like that, but like is
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Something
that
like
like is that
average
similar
of
to
the
that?
it's like yeah, people you surround with.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it works, man. I might make a. Let me just write it here. I'm gonna make a whole lesson of this. The subconscious mind, how you think, how you act.
Yeah.
You put it. because I was using more towards this like for business and everything. I think for social confidence and everything help you out a lot too. How you think, how you feel, and how you act. But I think we're gonna go more towards that for the second phase. So like after this month,
Yeah.
yes, like February. If I think you're like kind of aware of it, to be honest, the social triggers and everything. I would say the only thing you need to do is right now is like write those down. Like what are the most triggering the things that's triggering you, and also writing the wins you have.
Yeah.
Start having those wins like when you take initiative, when you like do small things. It does the effort. It's not the wins, the effort you put in. I would say because I think the way I put it is like the wins you have is the effort you put in. Let's say you want to talk to that girl. Even walking is effort. That's a win because you never normally do it, right? That's
Yeah.
still an effort. That's still a win. So that's how I would say like give the meaning to the wins instead of saying like, oh, I talked to her and all that stuff. Hmm. I think I said too much right now.
No, no,
So
no, it's all good. It's all good because
mm,
because you did no, actually this stuff is really helping me because you did find me from the Reddit, and I'm now learning from this that I think when you're browsing Reddit from people who are like for instance the Forever Alone subreddit, Suicide Watch, and all that stuff, like not saying I was in those subreddits, I was a little bit on the Forever Alone if I'm being honest, but they they trigger your subconscious negative emotions because you're consciously consuming it, right? I
so
find
true, bro. Let's go, bro. You got that shit. Let's fucking go, man. That's fucking good. Because the thing is, when you're like around people in that subreddit, you think that's normal. That's normal way
yeah,
to live. You start thinking that way. You start acting that way. You know.
yeah,
Now we are in this call. You're like, oh, there's so much shit that can happen. There's so much thing out there we don't know. So it's like more opportunity you get. Like, it's crazy how content. I'm gonna start having to like tell people like content is also important what they watch. So
yeah.
do you think the content you watch might be affecting the way you interact and
I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say so.
Mm.
Like, I mind you, I'm getting everything here in real time in this call. Like, that's I'm just not processing that. Like, the content and the conscious thinking. Like,
Mm, I see what you mean.
yeah,
Mm, mm, mm. Also, you have to define your goal now. It's like I think because the first phase is just understanding, but then it's like after that what? Understanding your things, there's nothing but understanding your triggers is not gonna help you. So your goal towards what type of person you want to become. Like you want to become that social charismatic guy. It's like your future. What do you want to be? You know.
yeah. Well, well, simply put, be the best version of myself who, isn't letting his past failures dictate who he is.
Mhm.
I,
Okay, that's not bad.
you
Like
think I
what do
can
you
be
mean by?
higher than that? You think I can go higher than that?
Of course. Like you have to define what's your best version because best version can be in like business, in charismatic. I don't know. Everybody have different goal. Like where do you see yourself when you close your eyes? How do you see yourself?
It's gonna sound pretty weird, but the same person that I socially fantasize myself as, like that, the same person I socially fantasize myself as, and the third person that I socially fantasize myself as,
Mm,
he literally has his life, perfectly sorted out. Like, I see him as like having this, a good wife and kids, and he has a good social support that around him.
mm,
And I see him as this person who is naturally charismatic
mm.
and isn't stunned by, rejection or doesn't care too much what anyone thinks about him. That's the person. That's the version of myself that I socially fantasize myself as. So
Mm. I
maybe
see.
maybe we should talk more about the social fantasy thing because
Mm.
it's definitely
I mean, it's 100% possible. Now, my question to you is like, do you have a paper and a pen?
yeah.
I want to write the whole fantasy you have
The
in a
whole
page,
fantasy.
everything. How you want to see yourself in, like,
I
let's
feel like
say, in 1 year.
yeah,
Because, like, if it's too long, you're gonna be lazy. You're gonna, I don't want to do it. Make it like small, 1 year. This end
yeah.
of the year, what's your goal with the social fantasy you have?
Make it a reality. I mean, that's simply put. But do you
No,
want
no,
me?
actually, fantasy. I don't care how big it is, how impossible. Because the way we are thinking right now, it's too low. You know what I mean? We are thinking into like scarcity mindset. We don't have that term. We think it's not gonna be possible and everything. So the conscious mind right now, the thinking pattern we have is not gonna help you. So write the goal, the fantasy, everything you have in that paper in 1 year.
Sure. Yeah.
Later,
So
of course. Right now,
literally write it in detail. Like
detail,
yeah,
and then create a small piece of paper that
yeah,
reminds you of that paper, like small. I'm like, I'm gonna tell you that later. Just write the thing in specifically. I would say,
yeah, yeah. If I
of
do it right
course,
now, well, I feel like if I'm being honest, I feel like the social fantasies would be like a lot to write down. So
of course. That's
so
like to just remind yourself.
yeah,
The reason why I'm telling you this is because it trains your subconscious mind to think. Because at first, when you read it, you feel like fake. I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna feel like that. You're gonna like, what the hell am I doing? I'm not even this person. I'm never gonna have this. At first, it's gonna be like this. It's normal. It's
yeah,
because your conscious mind is not what do you call, trained to think that way. Because it's
yeah,
just watching those normal things. Because here's what I realized: we have like 70,000 fucking thoughts every single day, and 90% of them were like the same as yesterday. So it's like we're not changing at all. We're gonna think the same way as we did like 2 weeks ago. That's why you have to change how you think. Thinking is a really, really how you think and all.
90% is the same of what we think.
90% is the same thought from yesterday.
Wow. So you're gonna say like so is it so you're saying it's important to change that 10% then like that 10% of different thoughts that comes to my mind like is saying that's the important part that I have to change and then will it like naturally overflow the 90%?
I mean, like, it's like, look, we have same thoughts. 90% of the thoughts were yesterday, right? It
Yeah,
means we are not going anywhere. We are just in a linear pattern, like this, going slow. To make a drastic results, right? We have to start thinking differently, and that's why I'm trying to tell you to write that thing down. And I'm gonna tell you to read this thing every single day. It's gonna be crazy. It sounds fucking crazy, but it works. It works to like reprogram your subconscious mind. So you have to start thinking, bro. Like life's gonna start changing, bro. Can't wait for that.
yeah.
Like seriously, telling you, bro.
So yeah, I'll do it, bro. I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll write
later.
down all
Yeah,
my
of course.
thoughts.
Like in a good place where nobody's like disturbing you. Just
So
stay down, relax, and then write it down what you
yeah,
really want.
so write down.
It's
Yeah,
important you write. I'm gonna send you what do you call that? A format, a small format that you can just follow. Of
yeah,
course, it's just free writing how you feel, but at first I'm going to tell you how to do the format.
yeah,
It is more about designing part. You design the version you want to become. I know we're going a bit too fast, but it seems like you're kind of aware of your things. So I would say like we can do this thing next week, or if we want to do it, we can do it this week. But I think we have to first define your triggers, the wins you have. You have to write your wins,
yeah,
and also those two things I gave you in the school. But I won't say the designing part and writing the thing right now is crucial.
yeah,
I'm just giving you a perspective on how to think and how it's gonna go in the next few weeks. This is
yeah,
like
yeah.
after a few weeks we're gonna start doing that thing.
Okay. And of course, include the fantasy stuff, like the fantasy, the wins, and then
That's
all of that.
no fantasy one is like in the designing part,
Okay,
and
okay.
that's gonna be real. I'm telling you, bro. Cause look, me right now is like 2 years ago I didn't even know I was just gonna be this guy. Bro, I don't know if I have a video about me. I'm gonna just send it to
Oh
you
my
later.
god. From 2 years ago? It's come a long way for sure. Like,
Yeah, it's like the only thing that's limiting us is our own mind. Seriously, I'm telling you, bro. How we think is just limiting us every single time. It's really crucial how you. I'm gonna start making the content because how you think is the main thing that causes people to live how they live. You know what?
I'd
I'm gonna
say.
start making content like that.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, you sent it. I didn't.
Yeah, I'll send you the other two videos.
Oh wow.
The first one is audio and the other one is just whole video. Yeah. You can
Nice.
check that thing later.
Yeah.
So I said that two things. Yeah, I think I gave you too much for this. I think we just went to tangent for the fantasy stuff.
That's all good. It's all good. I mean, yeah, no, it's the fantasy stuff. The fantasy stuff is actually co-junctive with my anxiety, I would say. So I'd say it's very important as well to include that.
Yeah, it's like for the designing part, the second phase.
Yeah.
It's like like making that version you want to become. That's like
Yeah.
that's why I was telling you like what's your specific goal. Because when we have vague, when it's too vague, is we don't know where we're going.
Yeah.
We don't have a map. It's like having sheep and we don't know where the hell we're going, right? It's gonna go in an island that is I don't know. It's crucial where you are going, understanding where and where you want to really go. So that's the second phase. So I mean, yeah. So what do you like? Is there anything else you want to have? Any questions?
No, that was no. Actually, no. I think we covered it quite a bit today. Like,
Anything confusing? Anything you feel like I didn't
no,
understand
no,
this
no.
part?
I got it. I got it. Like, pretty much, like, I already got that jotted down. That what's up here leads down here, and then it leads out there. So your body language. So it not only. So your body language is subconsciously acting according to what you think up here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
actually.
and the only way to program that is just doing more repetition, doing the same thing. At first, it's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be like a bit harder and all that stuff. But with more time, with more repetition, that's why like second phase and third phase like mixed together.
Yeah.
Doing more repetition for 2 months, then it's gonna be more easier for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's good that you're aware of it. You know, like you're kind of like aware of the things, and it's also important for that. So, like, what do you think is the biggest takeaway for this call?
Pretty much what I just said, and also, what was that we just talking about? Like you're like it's like my biggest takeaway from that besides that is that we think the same things every single day, so it's important to find a way to override that
Mm.
by by shifting your mind to more positivity, and then whatever you shift in your mind, your body will follow as well.
Yeah, and you have to consciously be aware of it too and change it. Like, you have to argue that stuff at first. It feels like an argument, but you're just like trying to change it.
Yeah.
I mean, the video that I sent you, the second video, can explain like how people, even people when they are like getting good grades in school, they're first at school, but in life they're like they don't they're not seen as successful. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
gonna like explain you why and going through that fear to that barrier, bro. That video might change like how you think. And the thing is, the only way to understand that video is to just repeat that video every single time. Watch that video every single time. So at first, the information won't be like there. You won't feel like, oh, what was this? But the more you watch it, the more you, oh, now I get it. If you want, I'm gonna share you like 5 minutes of the video. We got time,
Alright.
so
Yeah.
let me quickly. And I'm doing Google Meets because like Zoom, it closes at 40 minutes. I was like, hell no, it takes a you gotta create another one. Too much.
I get.